You're watching Oilers Nation every day with Tyler Yaremchuk. Your one-stop shop for all things Oilers.
Yeah, the home game against the Rangers, I'll put that one as a win too. Then you get Chicago next. That's a win. Oh, back-to-back St. Louis and Dallas. I'll say you lose Dallas, but at that point you're 14-1, so you probably don't care. It's a great schedule for the Oilers. Let's get into it with the lead. Schedule release day, which for some reason we care about, for a multitude of reasons, I suppose. That was a little bit sarcastic, though. Welcome into Oilers Nation every day. We are live from the Sports Closet studio, from jerseys to hats to the legendary foam finger. You'll find it all and more at the Sports Closet. We are also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app, use the promo code NATION. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Liam, we are at that point in the offseason where we're talking about the schedule and all the different quirks. And, one fan base out east is getting excited that they signed Joe Veleno. Yep.
Where was he before?
Detroit and Chicago.
Damn.
Yeah. $900K. Good deal. But yeah, the schedule release day. Some teams had some fun with it. The Oilers didn't. They just released their schedule straight up. They're not going to invest
That's
money.
my least favorite day of the year.
Why?
My arc against the schedule makers. They do a terrible job all the time.
I never understand how you can say they're terrible at it.
Opening 3 games of the season. Florida, Chicago. New York, Pittsburgh. LA, Colorado. What is the storyline besides Mike Sullivan makes his return? Or does he even make his return?
Yeah, he does.
Isn't the game in New York?
Oh, he's got to coach against his former team.
That's so lame. You had an absolute layup.
What?
The Battle of New York, Schaefer's first game. Rangers, Islanders.
Schaefer might not make the team.
Well, still, Battle of New York. I don't know. I think it's all lame. But the Oilers do play Calgary game 1, so that's good.
Edmonton.
I wrote an article about it, though.
Oilersnation.com.
Oilersnation.com. I'm this out right now.
For the Oilers, BOA to start the season, Wednesday, October 8th. Start of the season, I feel like a little bit earlier than it was yesterday. Or last year, Jesus. Right? October 8th? That feels a little earlier. No, never mind. No. It's not, because they were 0-3 by the time we got to October 15th. How could I forget?
Well, you remember last season, the season actually started in Sweden.
For the NHL,
Yeah.
So Edmonton goes Calgary. Then they play the Canucks Saturday night. So that's a nice little start to the season. 2 home games. And then they're actually on the road from October 14th in New York. Then they go New York, New Jersey, Ottawa.
Isn't it something like
Detroit
17 of the first 26 games are on the road?
Yeah, but there are some interesting quirks the other way, as Bob Stauffer pointed out. So Edmonton's obviously very road heavy to start the year. They're knocking that Eastern road trip out of the way very early on. But they will not play in the Eastern time zone once in the second half of the season. I find that pretty interesting.
Wow. Is that an advantage?
I think so, yeah. Less travel, less wear and tear on your body as you work through the year.
The Eastern time zone, once you get out there, they travel so easy. Typically, right?
Yeah, that's fair. But again, going time zone back. I understand where Bob's coming from on that. I think it makes sense.
Yeah, I think so too.
5-game road trip in October, 7-game road trip in November. Heavy home schedule starting at the back half of January. They don't leave Western Canada. Or play a game, I should say. Whoa, I just burped because of the Coca-Cola I had. That was crazy.
No free ads.
That was wild.
That was crazy.
This is peak off-season mode.
Wow.
What was I talking? Oh, they don't play a home game for a really long time in January and February.
It's right after the Christmas break, they usually have terrible after Christmas anyway.
Because, usually they either go to New York or they go to L.A.
Yeah, they do. I do like that New York road trip around Christmas time.
I can't believe I burped live on there. That was wild.
Live television, folks.
Epitome of professionalism. Oilers Nation every day.
Yeah, but, the schedule.
I find it so hard to give a shit, and we'll talk about this later. I literally look at it and go, when can we do nation vacations?
Well, I look at it and certain times, when are the good games? When are they playing the good, when is the Battle of Alberta and stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Let's play a new game. What game do you give a shit about the least? What's the worst game on the schedule?
The worst game on the schedule.
Oh, man.
The Utah Mammoth, March 24th at Utah. I think that'll be a pretty irrelevant game.
Oh, ready for this one? Saturday, January 3rd, 1:30 against Philly.
Awesome.
Home game, though. Home game.
Can't wait to lose 6-2.
Saturday, February 28th, 1 p.m. road game, San Jose. That one sucks.
What day is that one, sorry?
February 28th. Just out of the Olympic break. Won't care about that one.
Not a leap year next year, is it either?
No, 28th. That's the last day of the month.
Wow.
Get your reporting in. There's got to be like some stupid weekday game ones too, right?
LA Kings, and there's obviously an important one, but 8:30 puck drop Thursday.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Not a lot. I don't see a ton of 8:30s here though. That's good news.
Remember towards the end of last season, nothing was before 8 p.m.
Yeah, that was really bad.
That was a brutal one.
Their end of the season is much better this year.
Can I tell you about my schedule idea and what?
All times are local.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ. So that's a 2:00 one on the Saturday against San Jose. That's an 11 a.m. That's local. 1:30 Mountain Time. Jesus.
My idea.
Why would these not all be in Mountain Time? That's my problem.
I know, it's very silly. That's the way they released it too. It's very confusing. I think the NHL should start its season on Canadian Thanksgiving weekend.
Which is like the 11th, 12th?
Which is literally like that weekend coming up.
And just do a whole big shebang?
Just make it huge. It could be a fantastic event. And like, you don't even have to market it as Canadian Thanksgiving for the American fans. Like,
just kick off weekend.
Just do it. Yeah, kick off weekend. And you can make
Puck
the
drop.
Monday, like a few Canadian teams play. Like, I think it could be an unbelievable weekend for the NHL. But they will never do it. And for some reason, we start on a Tuesday where the Florida Panthers play Chicago. Chicago started the season 3 years in a row on opening night.
Connor Bedard.
Who cares?
Benzie.
Oh, my God. Do you know what game
I'll take it a step further. They should start the fucking season in September so we're not playing till the end of June.
I agree. Labor Day weekend. That's probably too early.
No, if you believe, nothing's too early.
That is true.
All right.
All you need to do is believe.
As much as I would love to just spend an hour breaking down the Oilers' schedule, we do have a fun guest joining us today. Is he here? Oh, let's go. Let's get out to the Star Mechanical guest line. It's Edmonton's #1 plumbing and heating company. You can find out more about what gives them that moniker and that title, which I've given to them, by visiting them online at starmechanical.ca. Residential, commercial, 24/7 emergency service. Give them a ring. They got you covered. starmechanical.ca. As we welcome, first time I think we've ever had a golf professional on the show.
Yep, definitely.
It's a big one. Bo Lardner joins us. Bo, how you doing?
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me okay?
Oh, we got you. We got you loud and clear. There's a lot of stuff we want to talk to about with you. One, you're rocking the Oilers lid. You're an Oilers fan. We love it. But you were also at the Zach Hyman charity golf tournament last week, and you were doing the can you outdrive the pro hole?
Yeah, so, first of all, thank you for having me on. Been a big fan of the show for a while, obviously a huge Oilers fan. And thank you for calling me a golf professional, not a professional golfer. People always get those two backwards, and then they think I'm Scotty Scheffler. So I'm a teacher by trade. But yeah, I was up at the Zach Hyman Celebrity Classic last week, playing at Oakdale Golf and Country Club, which is where Nick Taylor won the Canadian Open 2 years ago. So it was a fantastic venue, great event. I think Elliot Friedman said, they raised $500,000 for charity. So it's a great event that happens every year. And I was managing the long drive hole, and Robert Thomas from the St. Louis Blues certainly got me.
Was he the only one that got you? And also, how far are we talking here for a long drive?
So first of all, I'm a short game coach. Spencer Hyman, Zach's brother, stuck me on the long drive hole, and there were 6 or 7 Brantford Bulldogs that came through that could hit it through the fairway, and then Robert Thomas hit one about 330 all the way up there on top of the hill, almost drove the green. Yeah. And then he asked me to hit a wedge, so I hit a wedge to about 15 feet. It was okay, and he hit one to about 3. So Robert Thomas just owned me that day.
Nick Taylor won the Canadian Open, you said. Is there a big mark on the 18th green where Adam Hadwin was nailed by security? That was there, right?
That was the best thing I've seen in years. But, there are 3 9s at that course, and I didn't get to explore the whole thing. I was kind of stuck on one hole the whole day. So I got to see the clubhouse. Facilities are great and everything, but I couldn't reenact the tackle, unfortunately.
Was it just a coincidence that you're an Oilers fan and you got hooked up to go to the Hyman tournament? How did that all come about? How did you get put in touch?
No, the same way that this happened, right? I'm annoying. So I emailed the Zach Hyman Celebrity Classic email address. Nothing happened. Got bounced back. I DM'd them on Instagram a few times because I see a bunch of the Oilers up there playing golf. I'm in New York City, but Toronto is real easy for me to get to compared to Edmonton. And eventually Spencer got back to me and said they'd love to have me. And the whole thing was great. It really couldn't have gone any better. I got to meet a few of the players. Elliot Friedman's the nicest guy. Spencer was great. And hopefully get to go back next year.
So out of all of the Oilers that came through and tried to outdrive you, who was the best, and did you have to give any advice to anybody and be like, maybe you can improve a little? To be fair, they've not had time to golf. They've been very good the last couple of seasons.
That's very true. The attendance was a little light, I think, because of that. Only 3 or 4 players were there. Connor Brown's a very good golfer. I was helping him out with a little bit of a release tip to straighten out his drive. And then Jake Wallman, as you can imagine, hammered one down there about 290. We were right neck and neck, and I told Elliot Friedman they had to send it to Toronto to review it.
That's good. What's McDavid like? How far was he hitting it?
So he actually didn't golf. He showed up a little bit late just to play a couple holes with those guys. But he was funny. He drove past the tee I was standing on and said, hey, buddy, are you going to hit me if I drive past right now? And I was able to go down and shake his hand and say, hey, very nice guy. I got a picture with him. He signed a bunch of autographs for kids, a lot of fans that were there. And then he drove through and met up with Hyman and Elliot and Jake Wallman.
Did you get any insight on the contract when that's going to get signed?
That's a good point.
Any mention of an 8-year deal?
I tried to slip him a 20 and say, this is not salary cap circumvention. I don't think he was interested. But no, it was a quick meet and greet with him. And then Jake Wallman and Elliot Friedman. I tried to get Elliot to talk to me about extensions for him and McDavid. Elliot wasn't budging. He just wanted me to give his kids golf lessons.
Let's talk about you a little bit. I mean, you're from New York. In doing my big professional research, you have like an elite process. Like you played puck. Like you can play.
Yeah. I played hockey. I was okay. In the grand scheme of things, I was obviously not very good, but I played junior A. I played in college. Had the chance actually to play in the Islanders rookie camp back in 2012. That little mini camp they have after the draft. So I had a chance to skate with some of those guys. And I don't know. I think you sort of have this inflated ego when you're 15 to 19 and you see some kids that you maybe played against in a showcase get drafted or something, and you think, well, that kid's going to this show. I think he stinks or something, or somebody gets a scholarship to a college that you maybe wanted to go to. So I don't know if you really could say that I was a big fan of any specific NHL team at that time in my life. I just like watching the sport. Obviously, I played the sport. I would watch Crosby play Ovechkin. I'd watch McKinnon. I'd watch Datsuk, all these guys. And then I had a roommate move in who's from Kitimat, British Columbia. His name's Evan Ripley. Shout out, Evan. And he is a lifelong diehard Oilers fan. He played in the Saskatchewan League up in the SJ before we played together in college. And he's 6'6", about 240. And he would come home at 10:30 at night after we got home from practice, and he would take the remote. There was nothing I was going to do to stop him from taking the remote. And we would watch a lot of Oilers games pre-McDavid. And I watched a lot of losses. And I said, you know what? I'm on board with the boys. We got McDavid now. I'm going to ride with this. And they've sort of been my squad ever since.
Okay, couple of things. First off, he's a real hockey guy when he just goes, played up in the SJ.
Yeah.
That's the most hockey way to say it. What is
I was going to say, so you were at the Islanders 2012 rookie camp, you said, right?
Yep.
That was the same year they drafted Griffin Reinhart 4th overall.
Yep.
So
his equipment was late, so he got he missed the first day on the ice, but then he got out there.
What did you think? Did you think Did you think?
So when the Oilers trade for him, are you like, fuck?
Yeah. Was he worth a first and a second? I don't know.
I was more surprised when I saw him play that he was 5th overall. I mean, obviously he's a real good hockey player. In the scheme of things, I was clearly the worst one at that camp, so I'm not here to chirp anybody's hockey skills, but. I thought that I, maybe played against a couple players who were just as good as him, and maybe weren't even going to play D3 hockey somewhere. And I was a little confused. He looked a little slow on the feet. His brother's a heck of a player, unfortunately, as we found out the past 2 springs. But yeah, I was a little surprised by that. And Brock Nelson too. I thought he would just be okay, and then he turned out to be a world-class NHL player. And the guy I thought was the best, Johan Sundstrom. I thought he was the best player in the camp by a long shot. He just winds up going playing in the Swedish league for a couple of years, have a cup of coffee in the AHL. So maybe I'm a terrible judge of talent.
A little bit more on your Oilers fandom. So you start watching as the team is losing and losing and losing, and I think that's cool. Like that makes it, more endearing, obviously, as a fan. And like I always say, losses breed or heartbreak breeds diehards. So like sitting and watching that team lose for all those years, and then when the turnaround comes, that must have been, again, for someone who lives in New York, you develop a connection. Like what made the Oilers so lovable even in those losing years?
Yeah, I mean, I think again, watching with Evan was a lot of fun. He knew a lot about the team and everything, so kind of having that insider insight, timing wise, was really helpful too. I coached a lot of youth hockey. I played hockey, and men's league, everything's late at night. So when I would get home, the Oilers are on at 10. Ranger games are long over for us, so it's kind of like a little respite that I have. Maybe my wife's asleep, my kid's asleep. The Oilers are on, and there's nothing else going on, so I can watch 50, 60 games a year. I'm kicking myself in the morning when I got to get up at 6 a.m. and change a diaper. But some of those double overtime playoff games got the best of me. But it's a lot of fun. It kind of keeps me out of the Islander Ranger debate. Everybody's talking about Mets or Yankees, all this stuff, Giants or Jets. And I say Edmonton, and nobody really follows up on that. So,
have you been to a game at Rogers Place?
No, I always go. I heard you guys talking about the schedule. They're coming my way early this year, which is nice. I already got October 16th circled on the calendar. I want to go see Scheffler play out on the island. So I always try to go to 2 or 3 games when they're on their East Coast swing every year. I have not made it up to Edmonton. Spencer Hyman said he would hook me up with some tickets if I got up there. So maybe I'll have to plan a trip with Evan.
Yeah, pick a date and then we'll have you. We will have you in studio. We'll do a whole thing with you.
Oh, that'd be unbelievable.
Yeah,
I honestly, I still have so much that I still want to ask you here. So this is going to go way longer than we thought. But again, you are this is not like I'm just saying I'm an Oilers fan or whatever. You would send me DMs during the playoff run. You're like at a bachelor party and like your phone's on and you're whatever. You're at a wedding and like all that stuff. I mean, you got the trunks.
Pants.
My Oilers sweatpants. I wear my Nugent Hopkins t-shirt. I sit on the couch with one pillow under my arm, and I hold a little foam roller in my right hand, and that was on like an 8-game win streak for us, or 6-game win streak. So now my wife's trying to hold that pillow as we're watching a game, and I'm like, give it back. And she's like, nothing you do affects the game, right? And I'm,
Liar.
So the loss in Game 3 to Florida was 100% on me. I was at a wedding, and I was no fun at that wedding, but my wife wouldn't let me wear the sweatpants.
So give us a take then. Like, what have you thought of the offseason, running it back with Skinner and Pickard? Are you up or down on that? Give us your thoughts on the offseason.
So, I mean, I think the goalie thing is a tough debate to settle because it's not like opportunities are kind of falling out of thin air. What I liked us to make maybe a little bit more of a play for Blackwood? Yeah, but at the time, maybe they wanted Savoie, maybe they wanted, too many picks or something like that we were going to leverage for, a Jake Wallman who wound up being really helpful down the stretch. So I don't think goalies are, a dime a dozen, maybe like they used to be, where we had Lundqvist and Quick and all these guys around the league. And it seemed like every team had this big number one. Now it seems like these guys kind of have fleeting careers. Matt Murray, I thought was going to be the next big thing in Pittsburgh. He's struggling. Even Ottinger on Dallas, right? He was unbelievable 2-3 years ago, and now he kind of looks just average. So I'd hate for us to kind of, empty the stores to go get someone who maybe doesn't work out, Jack Campbell, right? I think the goalie coach change might be really helpful. I think we're 3 wins shy of 2 Stanley Cups here, so the goalies can't be that bad. Pickard had an unbelievable stretch. Skinner's unbelievable in game 4s. What's his record? Save percentage, things like that. So I think that should the opportunity arise for a true number one, I'd love to see him grab it, but I can't justify maybe what it would cost right now for someone who, maybe is not going to really be the answer. Who they just trade from Anaheim to Gibson. Injury issues. Demko was a lot of conversation. I mean, Demko, a miracle if he plays 30 games, this year. I think the guy's got really bad knees, right? Silovs, I wouldn't have hated seeing. I thought he was a thorn in our side last year in that Vancouver series. Maybe he would have been a fun 1A kind of situation. But, again, asset-wise, I don't know what we really have.
Don't have a lot of assets, don't have a lot of money. And if you're wrong on the next goalie bet you make, you're
cooked.
Yeah, you're triple fucked. Back to a little bit of golf talk. You did some work. You are doing some work on the Apple TV show Stick, which I've been watching because anything that gets put out that is golf related, I consume it. But how did you get involved in that? And what was your role with the show?
Yeah, so I have a profile on, the PGA is different from the PGA Tour. The PGA of America is kind of like the union of teaching pros. So I have a profile on there, and 2 or 3 times a month I'll get a lead saying, hey, are you free to teach a lesson? And maybe once or twice a year that actually winds up being a student. Most people just either find me from where I teach in the city at a facility called Loft Links, or they're finding me on Instagram or Skillist, whatever it may be. And I got an email saying, I'm actually a producer for a TV show. We want you to train an actor for a few weeks. Are you free tomorrow for a phone call? And I was like, well, I don't know what kind of golf TV show this is. Is it like Blue Mountain State? Is it Trailer Park Boys? Is it what are we doing here? Is it on YouTube? But then I kind of remembered. I was like, wait a second. I saw something in Variety that there's a golf show coming out with Owen Wilson. Maybe this has something to do with that. Maybe. And then the phone call turned into a FaceTime. And then I get on the FaceTime like this, and it was a panel of all these Apple TV television producers, and they were grilling me left and right, asking me my average score, how many people I teach, this and that. I've ever taught celebrities before. They used a fake name. Peter is the young kid, the actor on the show, and they used a fake name for him when they sent him over, and just wound up being his coach for about 6 or 7 weeks before he went up. And they actually filmed the whole thing in Vancouver, so it's a Canadian production. But he's a great kid, really, really nice guy. He had no real golf experience and learned so quick. And I always like to say, Apple TV kind of sent me an actor, and I sent them back a pretty decent golfer. And then they had a golf consultant on the show, Nathan, who runs an academy out of Vancouver, who was on set making sure everything looked professional and everything throughout the shoot. So I can't take too much credit. I wasn't there on set, but I was Peter's coach for a long time beforehand.
That is unbelievable. His character's name is Santi. He's like next to Owen Wilson. They're the two sort of stars of the show, and you're the one. I'm learning this now for the first time. Obviously, you were his guy, and his swing looks great on the show.
Yeah, no, he really, really took a liking to it. He was not totally unathletic. I think he grew up playing baseball. So I brought him out to a golf course that I play a lot, and the hardest hole on the course, he had a legit bogey, the week before filming. So I was like, I think you're ready to go. He had decent drive, punched out with a 5-iron, hit the green with a wedge, and 2-putted. And I said, I just bogeyed that hole too. So I think you're ready to rock for production here. And he's constantly telling me, tying it back to the Oilers. He goes up there to Vancouver to film. It was May last year, and all of a sudden I see Owen Wilson get zoomed in on in the stands at the Vancouver arena, and I'm like, no way! I wonder if he brought Peter with him. And they zoom out again, and Peter's sitting next to him wearing a Canucks jersey. So I text him. I'm like, get that jersey off. And he said that Owen Wilson was like, who's that? And he's like, oh, it's my golf coach. And he told him all about how I'm a crazy Oilers fan or whatever. So I always joke that, somehow every decision in my life has led to Owen Wilson knowing that I'm a lunatic.
That is great.
Yeah, sure. Last one. You said you're a short game coach over a distance coach. You were saying what is the difference between? I didn't think there would be a specific thing, to be honest.
I more meant the part of the game that I would say I'm best at, more than specifically coaching the short game. There's obviously some guys who are hitting that ball 330, 340, crazy club head speed, crazy ball speed. I always joke I kind of gave my body to hockey. I got labrum surgery. My hips click around. I sound like a bag of Skittles when I get up in the morning. So my goal is to play golf for the rest of my life, not set a long drive competition record. I think next year if I go back, I'm definitely going to try and beat the pro on the par 3. So Robert Thomas doesn't smoke me again.
Also, I'm rocking. This is one of the brands you're partnering with. I'm rocking my new Swannies golf lid that I got over the weekend as well. What do you do with them?
Both Swannies, just a brand ambassador. They had expanded pretty big in 2021 from their initial product offering, and I've kind of been with them ever since. And now they're sort of a name brand golf clothing manufacturer. So they're in a lot of pro shops. I see them all over the place. I always see them on golf trips. So I just try to support them whenever I can because, they support me. It's tough getting going on social media and being an influencer and a coach and things like that. And it always makes you look more official when you have a sponsor. So Swannies has been great to me, and, US Team EMEA too is a golf shaft company. My friend Eric with EPB Research. So I got some people that are really, really great to me, and I just try to do what I can to promote them back.
You got any advice for my boy Liam?
Yeah,
because Aaron wants in on the advice too. I think everyone.
So I'll run you through it a little bit.
I need you guys to send me the swings. Yeah.
I pick up my driver. It goes hard right pretty much every time. Pick up my wood. What is it? A 3-wood?
Yeah, 3-wood. Your 3-wood's good.
Right down the gun. What do I do? What should I change? I feel like they should be the same.
Yes and no. The 3-wood's usually a little bit of a shorter club, so you're taking a little bit of a shorter swing. I promise you, even though you think you're swinging as fast and as hard, I guarantee you are swinging with a little bit of a different gear with that driver. And it's just all timing, right? You kind of get upper body dominant. You wind up spinning out a little bit. That swing path gets a little more outside in. The club face is a little bit bigger. The center of gravity is a little further away from the hosel. It's harder to close the club face. If you notice, it's pretty easy to hit, a pitching wedge left. It's pretty hard to hit a 2-iron left. Kind of translates, throughout the whole bag. But yeah, stick with that 3-wood. I think if you can work on shaping that 3-wood both ways a little bit and hitting the center of the face consistently, so it's not something you're thinking about. You're more thinking about picking a target on the fairway. Then when you get back to that driver, it'll be, second nature.
Okay, there you go.
I think
90, here I come.
Bo, this was a lot of fun, man. We're gonna pre-book you for 2 more hits on the show. After you watch the team and their road trip through New York, we'll get you on. And then whenever you get up to Edmonton next year, we'll get you on.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Golf pro, not pro golfer, Bo
Golf
Lardner. We'll tag him in a bunch of social stuff as well. If people want to follow along with him. He's active on Twitter, too. I tagged him in the show tweet today. So go give him a follow. But that was fun. It's the off season. We don't need to be sitting and doing a full hour on the schedule. And any chance I get to talk golf, I'm going to take it 100%.
And it's the Open this weekend.
It is the Open in back in your home country.
Actually, no, it's in Northern Ireland.
All right, that is not your home country.
What do you think about Scotty's interview?
That was weird. Did you hear that?
No, it was 5 minutes.
It's true. Too long, don't read. Cole's notes?
Yeah.
Cole's notes version is he was basically like,
I don't care
I
about
hate
golf.
losing.
Yeah.
He was like, I love winning, but when you win, it's fun for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
didn't think he said 20.
no, he was like, I win, I hug my wife, I hug my kids, and then it's like, all right, what are we going to do for dinner?
Yeah.
Move on. It's just a job.
And then
You win the Masters, and they go, okay, well, you're going to win the FedEx, and that it's a never-ending goalpost.
Yeah.
you're never winning enough is basically what he said. And he was like, if there ever comes a day where being a good golfer gets in the way of me being a good father, you will not see me on the course again.
There you go.
I feel like he might be one of those guys who because you have to remember, he's like our age, which is wild. I think he's younger than you.
Scotty gives me Blake vibes from Pardon My Take, if you understand. He's just
Scotty
really good at a
Scheffler.
sport, doesn't really totally care.
29.
Yeah.
He's just that good.
He's an amazing player.
He's
Well,
20.
the
He
best
just
player.
turned 20, or he's about to turn. He's 29.
Just turned 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am older than him.
Do you know what, though? If they win the Ryder Cup this year, that'll be a different feeling for them. Because I feel like the team
Yeah.
atmosphere of winning an event versus like a solo, maybe a little bit different. But I get it. But also, too, it's probably a lot different for him than, say, someone like Sepp Straka. How many events has Straka won this year? Scotty's probably already won 10.
Yeah.
When you win 8+ a year, probably not that bothered about the 9th.
That is fair
know.
too. Yeah. We also forgot to ask Bo about my hole-in-one challenge,
Oh, shoot.
which has a date,
Dun-dun-dun.
August 18th, Cattail Crossing. I will be attempting to make a hole-in-one. It'll be a 24-hour stream that all of you can watch, and it'll all be in our lead up to the Oilers Nation Open, which registration, you can buy your way in right now, nationgear.ca. We're going to be out at the Millwoods Golf Club, or Millwoods Golf Course, for that bad boy, but register at nationgear.ca. You can also, if you click at the top of the screen, you can get in on the auction. You can either golf with Team Oilers Nation every day or Team Real Life with Jay and Chalmers. We're going to be doing our usual scramble kind of setup, but all the proceeds go to Gregor's Grads, and it's all presented by Star Mechanical. Shout out to the Oilers Nation Open. All right. Got a couple more things we need to knock out. Short Ford Giant question for our friends at, guess where? Short Ford The Giant, Nation Valet Service. Never visit the dealership again for your routine car maintenance. Check them out online, sherwoodford.ca. Let's go back to the schedule for a second.
Okay.
Let's answer the question, where can we go for our nation vacations this year? I'm curious if there's anywhere people want to go that's like a bit more unique.
Where was it last year? Colorado and Denver and Vegas.
Yeah, we did Denver and Vegas.
I am always in support of a Vegas Nation vacation.
It's on a Sunday.
And
One
I
a
look-
year, I don't complain with that.
Sunday, March 8th, they play in Vegas. That wouldn't be a terrible time to go down and do it. There is one Nashville on January 13th.
Ooh, they play Carolina on the Friday of that weekend too, so you get possibly a watch along.
But that's a home game on the Friday, right?
No, yeah.
which I guess. But I mean, still,
Depends
yeah.
when we leave.
Yeah. The reason I like that Tuesday against Nashville, one, it's in January, so convincing people to be like, hey, let's go be in warm Nashville for a week. That's probably a pretty easy sell. There's the watch party the day before you can do for the Chicago games. You get 2 events. I think just flying to Nashville might be a bit of a pain right now because I don't know if they're bringing back the direct both ways that they've had for the last number of years. But I would love to do Nashville. Nashville's very, very high on my list. Is there anywhere like more unique? Seattle's too early in the season to do Seattle.
Is it bad to just go to Vancouver?
I think, like, for me at least, and Denver kind of qualified for this because it was pretty nice in Denver. I think you want to go somewhere where it's a little warmer.
Yeah.
Yes.
But, like, I mean, when
Vancouver, they don't get a ton of snow, though, isn't it? Just rain?
No, yeah, it's just rainy. They do play Utah in Utah, but that's way towards the end of the year. I think Utah would be a cool place to go. Someone said Nashville is not warm in January. Buddy, it's warmer.
Yeah, warmer. That's what we're going off here. Where's warmer than Edmonton? Anywhere but Winnipeg.
And January, oh, wow, January, yeah, highs of 9-10. You'd be walking around in a hoodie. That's good with me.
Now that Arizona have left the league, we have very few options.
I know.
What about San Jose? Go to the Shark
Waz
Dome,
was banging that
Shark
dome.
Tank.
I don't think there's
together.
anything to do in San Jose.
You could go to an A's game. Sacramento's close.
No, they're not.
Isn't San Jose and Sacramento like neighboring cities?
I am pretty sure Sacramento's in Southern California.
Is it? Okay.
I mean, the only reason I would...
Oh, it definitely is.
Yeah. To drive from Sacramento to San Jose, 2 hours and 6 minutes.
It's like
Also,
Calgary.
not baseball season.
Yeah, I was gonna.
What's Bakersfield to San Jose?
God.
Whoa. Even longer. Okay.
You don't need to do Bakersfield.
Well,
San Jose's April 8th. San Jose is also February 28th.
I actually don't hate Lance's idea. What if we just went to Mexico and just did nothing but watch parties in Mexico?
what about
Honestly, Lance,
That's not a bad call.
we're not in charge of nation vacations. That's out of our scope. I would push that idea forward.
Let's run that up the totem
Yeah.
pole.
there's it's too early. But Seattle, Vancouver, October 25th, 26th, you could just drive. It's only an hour.
You'd have to rent a bus. I think there's issues, though, with renting a bus on the road because we've talked about that with LA, right? If you could do like an LA Anaheim kind of thing.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to have a proper good
not
look,
great.
but there's just few options nowadays. I'm telling you, now that we need Atlanta.
know.
We need Atlanta back. Now that you can do directs to Atlanta from Edmonton. Woo.
I mean, yeah, and like
That's true.
the other thing too is, I mean, like Vegas is obviously fun, but like, you know, LA would be cool, but we've done LA so many times in the play, like as a fan base in the playoffs. That, like, I don't know if that's
It's
even.
also expensive in LA. LA is
so
expensive.
I mean, the dollar in general could just be hurting us on this.
The dollar's a lot better than it used to be if you want to get into that.
Really?
It's
We're not in what's
the
trending.
dollar
yet.
is 0.73 now. 73 cents to the dollar. It used to
yeah.
be like 66 like not that long ago. So we're on the rise, folks.
All right.
But when Trump gets those 35% tariffs through the door, we are cooked.
So book the trips now.
Cooked and cooked.
Cost less for a Mexico trip too if we go to an all-inclusive. Yeah, I mean, sure. Green Bay, says Warren Fogel. What?
Why?
That makes no sense.
Just to watch a football
And just
game?
like go to Wisconsin, go tour Ike Howard's hometown.
Okay.
There's plenty to do in the Bay Area, says Waz.
Thanks, Waz.
What, go to Alcatraz? I thought they were reopening that.
I've been to Alcatraz. It was really cool.
Was it actually cool?
Dude, it was
I've been
awesome.
there
If
too.
you've seen the movie, it makes it way cooler.
Yeah,
Than go.
it is. You got to get a boat over there, obviously. It was actually a pretty nice day to Alcatraz, which a lot of people haven't said in the past.
Yeah.
A lot of people hated going there back in the day.
All right. What else do we have? I think that's kind of it for the schedule. They have a couple cool homestands.
Who do they end the season with? Vancouver or Calgary, I believe.
Colorado, then Vancouver. Last two home games.
That's what we need to lock it. That's where the schedule matters. Where can you get your points at the end of the season?
April, they go Chicago, Vegas, Utah, San Jose, LA, Colorado, Vancouver. So I'm assuming Chicago and Vancouver will suck. San Jose will suck. So three of your 7 games are against teams that should suck.
It's actually in April, like not that friendly of a schedule.
I
considering
don't
last
hate
year-
LA at the very end, the third line. That would matter. That game will basically be a playoff game.
I mean, the Vegas one on April 4th will matter. That could be for
that's
the
at home.
division.
That's
yeah.
at home.
Utah probably.
Oh, you're saying for a trip?
Yeah.
Oh, for a trip. That's probably the best Vegas trip you can get. Utah will obviously be pushing for a spot. Colorado, that might be a battle of who's their farm team? Oh, Colorado and Bakersfield, basically. Won't it? What are they called? The Eagles? Mm-hmm. Eagles versus Condors, Canucks. Get ready to watch Kasperi Kapanen and Vasily Podkolzin play 22 minutes.
Yeah.
God, I can't believe it's only July 16th.
I know. I was like, man, there's not a lot going on today. We are way closer to the start of the offseason than the end.
Whew.
Yikes. Let's get to what's trending. Brought to you by Oodle Noodle. How about this value menu deal? Add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, or 6 wontons for just $2 with the purchase of any signature or premium box in store and at oodlenoodle.ca. Again, that's 2 green onion cakes or 5 spring rolls or 6 wontons for just $2. The value never stops at Oodle Noodle. What's trending? I wrote a couple of things down. You wrote a couple of things down. There's a new Stranger Things. I've never watched the show. I thought that show ended a decade ago.
Well, it feels like it did because that's when the last episode
I understand why you'd think that.
So Aaron made this point before, and I saw this on Twitter too. Stranger Things came out 9 years ago. Yeah. Now, I don't know if this includes the upcoming episodes, but either way, there's only been 34
episodes in 9 years.
In 9 years.
What's the point of liking the show?
It's really
It's that good.
It's
that
really good when it's on. But the problem is, over the duration of the actual show has only been like, what would you say, around like 3 years?
A couple years, but these kids have aged horribly.
Obviously 10 years. They were 11, literally, like maybe younger when they were doing
Good
it.
number
Yeah, no
choice.
pun intended. It's really good. It's a really good show. New trailer came out today if you haven't seen it yet. Don't like what they're doing with the new season because it's like Christmas Eve, New Year's Day, and then one other random day. It's like, can we just get
They
the
told
full
us 2 or
stuff?
3 times it was going to end, but it
Yeah.
hasn't ended now because it's a money-making machine. I totally understand that, but
Now it's ending, for sure.
now,
This will
yeah.
be it. It is good.
Bo's in the chat right now, so you guys can go follow his YouTube.
There you
But
go.
Bo, if you're listening, what do you think about my hole-in-one challenge? I am an 8 handicap. I have 24 hours sitting at a hole uninterrupted to make a 160-yard hole-in-one. Can I do it? I think I'm going to be able to somewhat pick the pin placement so I can put it like front of the green, flat spot kind of deal. But do you think I can do it, Bo? Please let me know.
The other Bo said the kids are adults and some are now married.
From Stranger Things, yeah. Like, what are we doing here?
Great show, though. I am excited to watch it.
What happened to the good old days when a TV show
We'll
would
just keep going.
24 episodes, a season of it?
That's why
streaming ruined it all.
I can't remember
But
what
also
show
made
it
it better.
is, but I know 28 years later that movie just came out. And they released that movie, but as soon as they stopped filming the first one, they immediately started filming the second one.
Knocked them all out.
So it's coming out right away. Like, I've not seen it. I'm not into that zombie stuff. But that's the way it should be done. There's a TV show that's doing exactly the same as well. And it's just like, just get people to watch your show and get it going.
MLB All-Star game wrapped up yesterday. It went to a swing off,
Really?
which
That's
basically
exciting.
meant it's almost like a shootout where each team picked 3 players. They all got 3 swings to hit however many home runs they could hit.
Yeah.
Kyle Schwarber went 3 for 3, and then he won MVP.
Was it fun? Was it a good event?
I didn't watch. I had softball.
I only tuned in for the swing off, and I was on the edge of my seat.
The swing off
good
looked
TV.
electric.
That's good TV right there.
I did see Paul Skeens blew a his like bullpen blew a 6-0 lead or something like that. Paul.
Guy
Paul
can't get a
3-0
win
lead,
ever.
yeah.
Paul.
D asked Tyler, how many hole-in-ones do you have? None. But how about this the other day? So shout out to my fiance Amber. I'm not married yet. I'm getting married in 2 weeks. My fiance Amber shot her new personal best the other day. She shot an 88.
Don't get it twisted. He's not married yet. Still time.
She shot an 88 the other day, which is like, for anyone that golfs, for her to be knocking off an 88, and I always say, sometimes I get mad at her for this, but like, she isn't one of those people who's like, oh, I'm going to re-tee or like, ooh, whatever. She putts out, all that stuff. Like, she plays by the rules. So for her to shoot an 88, I'm very proud of her. We had a hole, par 3. We're talking, it was about 145 yards for me, so probably about 130 from where she teed up.
Okay.
I go and like, I one bounce, stick it, We're talking max 3 feet from the hole.
Damn.
It's one of the closest, like close to the closest I've ever been to getting a hole in one.
Yeah.
She comes up next and she hits one a little thin, and it's just a little runner. Hits the front of the green and it's rolling towards the back pin. And it's going. And I'm like, holy shit, Emma, this might go in. Smokes my ball off the green. She was within 8 inches of the hole.
Wow.
It was crazy.
That's
for
cool.
one of us to be within a foot of a hole in one or 2 feet of a hole in one, and then for her, like she was probably going, it probably had too much pace for it to like actually drop. It probably would have just hit the stick and bounced out. But for her to also, like, again, it was dead on line because my ball was right at it. It was wild. Anyways, that's my golf story. All-Star game's over. Trade deadline talk for baseball is going to heat up. 15 days till the deadline. All right, you wrote this next one. Who's Dan Rivera and why did he die?
Oh, this is a wild story.
Okay.
So Dan Rivera is a famous paranormal investigator.
Okay.
And he has been traveling the U.S. with the Annabelle doll, which is known to be like haunted. And all of a sudden, he just suddenly died. 54 years old.
Committed his life to being a paranormal person?
Yeah.
I feel like he probably put a lot of hard miles on his body, and that might be why he died.
How did he die? Do we know? Does it say?
No information has been released yet, but let's just assume
That
it
means
was
Annabelle. That's
What if
Emma.
this is a PR stunt, and a week from now he's going to come back as a ghost?
Wow,
They drop a new Annabelle movie.
It's Ghost Hunter, mate. It says, Ghost Hunter dies suddenly while touring with possessed Annabelle doll. Dan Rivera, 54, was found unresponsive in the Gettysburg Hotel after removing the infamous doll from its sealed case for his Devils on the Run tour after the Warrens kept it locked up for decades, warning never to touch it.
That's dumb.
Well, it's not dumb. He's dead.
Liam and I are doing top 100 lists.
Yeah, so I put a post out on our YouTube community page. It would be nice if you guys could go and contribute because, I don't know, top 100. It's a tough list to crack.
So
to make, I should say. It's not very tough to crack.
No, it's not tough to crack, and that's exactly where I was going next. I'm trying to find the email that Coombsy sent. I had the Google Drive. We're all working on it. We're all working on it together. It's a team project here at Oilers Nation.
Yeah, it's difficult.
But
Tom Gilbert's making
well,
all
like,
this, for
so if
Christ's
I would have
sake.
told you off the jump, like, hey, how many players from the last 2 years do you think are on the top 100? You'd probably be like, oh, like McDavid, Draisaitl, and Nuge. No, pretty much the whole team makes it.
Yeah, a lot
Corey
of them.
Perry's on my fucking list.
Yeah, Corey Perry's going to make mine. Evander Kane will make it. Obviously, Zach Hyman, Ekholm, Stuart Skinner.
Stuart Skinner is absolutely on the list.
Yeah.
He's a top 100 Oiler.
Donald Nurse.
1,000% on. Like, he wasn't even.
I strongly considered, where does Brett Kulak fall? Like,
Oh, he better be on that list.
he's
He
towards
was-
he's towards the bottom for me. I can't remember if he made it.
So there's a
But,
couple
like,
of different approaches
wild.
you can take, and I'm curious how you did yours. Did you do peak value? Did you do longevity? Did you do pure skill? Because like there's some guys like a Vincent Damphousse who played 1 year, but I'm pretty sure he was like a 90, 100-point player.
He had a 100-point season.
But that was his only season.
Same with
Bernie Nichols, Jimmy Carson.
That was the one. I have those guys in there. I had longevity going a little bit higher to the top. But if you had a 100-point season,
You had Justin Schultz on yours.
did I? Man, he had like 3 straight 40-point seasons when no one was scoring. Like, it sounds stupid, but it might.
100 is a lot of people.
Yeah, like it's a lot of players. Yeah, there's some guys obviously not overly familiar with. We need some older guys in this. Like we need Gregor.
The last time we did this was obviously Brownlee did it 10 years ago,
Yeah.
so that's why we're revisiting this.
So we need Gregor to get involved. BM probably needs it. Rick would be a great one.
Rick would be a good one.
But yeah, who's I think the top 10 is pretty easy.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil it because it's going to be an article series.
Shocker,
But
Wayne Gretzky's one. Or is he? I don't know. I feel like he's 4 Stanley Cups here, Mike.
Someone said
that was
you-
another thing too. Like winning a Stanley Cup is obviously very important. So being just a guy on that team kind of bumps you up a little bit.
Well, like, and that's where I struggled a little bit, like comparing some guys to like a Hyman, where I was like, Zach Hyman obviously doesn't have a Stanley Cup, but he was a crucial piece of 2 runs to a Stanley Cup final. So like, where do you kind of rate that versus someone? I mean, spoiler, he's higher on my list, much higher on my list. But like, Peter Klima was higher on some of the other guys' lists that I've seen than he is on mine. And I'm like, yeah, he won cups, but like the peak of it is meh.
Like Hyman had 50 goals.
Yeah.
50 goal season.
Like Dave Lumley was someone who I compare him to. Like even guys like Craig McTavish and Craig Simpson, Randy Gregg. Like these are guys who I kind of like I was really torn on. Like, okay, respect what they did, respect that they won a bunch of Stanleys here. How do you kind of compare that to
the ones I actually struggled with the most were the goalies? Because I think there's 5 goalies probably on everyone's list: Rowley, Skinner, Talbot, Salo, 6. Bill Ramford, 7. Andy Moog and Grant Fuhr. It's like, okay, well, statistically, Andy Moog and Grant Fuhr, like, save percentage is probably the worst.
Yeah.
But they're obviously better than Stuart Skinner.
era adjusted? Yeah.
So it's
sorry, go through the goalies you had on your list again.
Skinner, Talbot, Tommy Salo, Bill Ramford, Curtis Joseph, Andy Moog, Grant Fuhr, and Devin Dubnyk and Dylan and Rollerson. So 9.
You didn't have Mike Smith on yours?
Oh, and Mike Smith. I had 10.
I had 10 goalies on mine, yeah.
Yeah, Mike Smith. Like, you got to think in that era, like, he was the goalie that got the Oilers to the Western Conference Finals. He was on the team, like, was pretty successful. Same with Cam Talbot, like the goalie that helped get the Oilers back to the playoffs. Like, it was very hard, and people are not going to agree with it. Like, you talk about longevity or just like one solid season. Like, Chris Pronger's very high on my list.
Chris Pronger is very high on my list because the 1 year was so good.
Yeah.
And again, there's some people that you might laugh at, but like, okay, a player who is 29th all time in franchise games played, does he deserve to be in a top 100? I think I might be the only one who had him on the list.
Who is it?
Laddie Schmid. 29th all time in franchise games played. Like, that's not insignificant.
Oh yeah, I did not have him on my list. It's
I don't
not
know.
nothing.
No,
You're
like
right,
it's
but
not
he was
nothing at
just
all.
part of a bad era.
Part of a bad era, but like, again, he was here. And also, like, I put a little bit of stock into, like, how are you, like, as an Oiler? Like, what do you mean to the city?
Yeah.
Laddie Schmid's stuck. He's living here right now. He's doing stuff in the community right now. It's why Craig McTavish, I think, was a tick higher on my list than he was on other guys' lists. Kevin Lowe was a tick higher on mine than I think he was on others, because I was like, you committed to being an Oiler. Like, that matters to me when I'm giving the list of, like, the top 100 players who define the Oilers.
Yeah,
Ryan S. said, I'd put Nurse on the list, to be honest. He's top 50.
Oh, shit.
He's one of the long... Yeah.
I have Nurse. Where is Daryl? 45th.
Darnell Nurse is 16th all-time in playoff games in the franchise and 10th all-time in franchise games played. By the end of next season, he will pass Yari Curry. If he stays for 2 more years, he will pass Buckberger, Horkoff, and Glenn Anderson, and potentially Mark Messier. There is a chance, again, I know we talk about him in trades and all of that, but like, I don't think it's happening. You can you can be frustrated with the consistency Darnell Nurse has given the Oilers and the contract and all of that. You can also put some respect on his name as a guy who has been here for a very, very long time, who's a drafted and developed, homegrown, good defenseman.
He's a top 4 defenseman.
Who could, when all is said and done in a couple of seasons, be pretty close to top 5 in franchise games played. Also, one thing we missed on the schedule, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, if he stays healthy, Oilers Adam had this tweet.
Oh, it's against the Bruins.
Yeah, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, if he stays healthy, will play his 1,000th career game on New Year's Eve, Edmonton versus the Bruins. In Edmonton.
That'd be great.
Knock on wood. Stay healthy, Nuggy.
Clefbaum, another tough one to kind of rank, obviously.
I had him up there, though.
I have him on there. I have him lower than Nurse.
I did. I
think he is 52nd on my list.
Yeah. Warren Fogle says, do we still think Nurse gets bought out 2 years from now when his no movement clause ends? No movement clause has absolutely no bearing on your ability to get bought out.
Mm-hmm. They can buy him out right now.
They can buy him out right now if they want to do.
$1 million.
Also, in 2 years, like his buyout sucks right now. If you buy him out in 1-2 years, guess what? His buyout still sucks. Buying him out at any point. So if you buy him out in 2 years and you want out of the final 3 years of his deal, you save $800,000, $800,000, and $800,000. You are signing up for $8.4 million in dead cap space in every single one of those seasons. The Oilers cannot buy out Darnell Nurse.
Rich put in the chat, Nurse gets enough treatment here. Fans hate him because of his contract. I would definitely agree.
Yeah, sure. YouTube chat, thank you very much, guys. You're brought to you by Odd Company Brewing and Nation Beer Everyday Lager, a crisp, clean lager crafted not just for game day, but for every day. Find one at your local liquor store by going to liquorconnect.com and looking it up. Let's wrap up the show. Daily bets for Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION. Whatever your bet, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Bet365. I guess tomorrow the Open starts. So I'm
Yes.
going to have to place some money on that. I haven't read anything about this tournament yet, though.
I just did the daily lines. You know, you can do the
On
the
Bet365.
teams.
Yep.
On Bet365. So did the tournament wide one, but then I did one for Thursday and Friday as well. I would save my teams for the weekend before I submit them, of course.
Highest ranked Canadian Corey Connors is 65 to 1 to win, plus 210 to come top 20. I don't mind a little Corey Connors love.
Rory did win the Scottish Open last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's in there for plus 750 to win. I don't know.
that's
Picking a
hard for
winner
me
is
to
so
bet.
difficult.
I know, picking a winner is hard. I like doing, so they offer, I like the each ways. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, you can bet on, let's say, and it's better on long shots than on favorites, obviously, but like Corey Connors, let's say I like him to win. I'm going to bet him each way 1 through 8 at 1/5 of the price. So, basically, what you're doing is you're placing 2 bets at once. And 1 second, I just got to sign in. There we go. So, each way at 1/5 of the price, 1 through 8. So, let's say I want to put $50 on him. I each way it. It's a $50 bet. If he wins, I'm getting him at that 60 to 1. I'm winning $800 or $1,800.
Yeah.
Or a little bit less, right? If he comes top 8, I get 1/5 of my money, which would be, $300 and some dollars. So it's like a way to kind of hedge your bet on, like, as long as your guy's actually in the top 8, you're going to win some money. It's going to be a profitable bet. But if he wins, you still have the upside of, like, the actually winning out and getting a pretty decent payout. Also, yes, Rory lost.
Yeah, the other fella won.
Yeah, the no-name guy.
Second, though. Not bad.
Yep,
Better
not
than
bad.
Third.
Bo Lardner was great today. That was a lot of fun, actually.
That was a lot of fun. If you're looking for more hockey content after this show ends, Ask Doobie comes out today. Also, the Morning Cup of Hockey guys interviewed Zev Buium.
Yep. Zeev.
Zev Buium. Oh, damn it. I knew with one side of it I was going to get wrong.
Yeah,
I was
it's
hoping it'd be the last. You can go watch that on Daily Faceoff. He's also plus 1,200 to win the Calder next year.
If you're a baseball fan,
Oh, yeah.
we have a new podcast in the network with former Blue Jay Whit Merrifield. He was down at All-Star Weekend. He was catching up with some of his old friends. Very cool that in our little nation network here, we have a guy who played in the majors like 18 months ago.
Yeah, last season.
Yeah, he played last year. So less than
All-Star.
that, yeah. Matt Chapman, and then they were on location at Media Day. They have a ton of great interviews dropping. Go find six inning stretch wherever you get your podcast from, or just go to the Blue Jays Nation YouTube and subscribe over there. New episodes drop every single Wednesday.
Amazing stuff.
Today's Wednesday.
Today's when the new
They
episode's
just
coming
dropped,
out.
yeah, live on location at All-Star Media Day. So,
Yeah, that's great stuff. Yeah, that's really cool. It's hopefully we can get Whit on the show one day.
maybe. Scotty doesn't have 10 wins. He has 4.
It was an exaggeration. Fuck's sakes.
Yep. All right. I think that's a wrap. We're going to be back Friday, or I'll be back Friday. Who should I do the show with Friday? I'm so excited.
I'm at a wedding this Friday.
Yep.
Next Friday, I'm in Kananaskis. Friday
wow.
after that, I'm back. I'll be here between the two.
You'll do the
Fridays
Monday and
as well.
Wednesdays, obviously. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, I think that's a wrap on today's edition of the show. Everybody in the YouTube, you were tremendous. We'll see you back right here on Friday. Thursday, new real life. Friday, new ONR as well. In the meantime, enjoy your week. Oil up.